Just win it.
Hello, and welcome back to the Football Corner. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Today, we are going to be doing the match reaction for the game against Brighton, where Arsenal did win 2-0 at home. And listen, dominant performance from the boys, dominant performance from Arsenal as a whole, creating chances. We will get into the whole debacle about finishing chances, which we seem to be speaking about every single week. But guys, before we get started, make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And let's get right into it. Now, I am going to be joined by two lovely guests on the channel who you have seen before. It's none other than my brother T and my brother Ashraf. Let me bring in T to start off with, the big man right here. Big up T. How you doing, my bro?
Yo, big up everyone. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Solid game yesterday, and also rivals dropping points, which is amazing feeling, amazing week. And yeah, here to talk football and be shameless again, as always.
No, 100%, 100%. And also, without further ado, also gonna invite my brother Ashraf to the table as well to speak about this game as well. Ashraf, how you doing, my bro?
Yo, big up. How's everyone doing?
All good, man. All good.
Alhamdulillah, brother.
Can't
Hope you're doing
complain.
well.
Alhamdulillah. Good, very good week for us. So our rivals
Amazing.
losing, us laughing at people, us getting the points. It's a good day, man. It's a good week.
It's a good time to be an Arsenal fan, you know. It's a good time to be an Arsenal
100%.
fan. Big up Abby in the building. Big up. And yeah, listen, we're gonna be speaking about the Brighton game. We're also gonna be briefly speaking about or getting the reaction to the draw for the Champions League round of 16. So we will be getting into that also because we have drawn Porto in the Champions League round of 16. So we will get into that. But guys, like I said before, make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button as well. And making sure you're hitting that bell notification. So you're notified every time we go live, every time we post a video on the channel. And without further ado, let's begin. So, guys, give me your what were your thoughts on yesterday's game by the boys?
Calm game.
Go ahead, T.
No, you can go first, man.
No, it's okay. It's
You
okay.
are
Go ahead.
you are the analyst, so I need to let you go first, as always.
I'm no analyst, bro. I'm no analyst. But yeah, look, I want to start off first by defending my prediction, my 5-2 shameless prediction. And I'm gonna explain why I don't think it was that shameless, right? Did you guys know that Brighton have not failed to score in any of their previous 32 games?
Mhm.
None. They have scored in every single one of their last 32 Premier League games against Man City, against Liverpool, against every single team they've played, right?
Mhm. 33 goals in total.
Exactly. Until they face Saliba, Gabriel, and Declan Rice, right? That's when we're like, nah, done. So I honestly thought they'll still score a goal or two based on that. That's why I predicted 5-2. And given, yes, we obviously only scored 2 goals, but not due to lack of us creating chances. Like we created like the stats show you that we created like 5 big chances that game. And off the top of my head, I remember 2 or 3 chances that we should have put on, like that we should have put in before, obviously, before Gabriel obviously gave us the opener. So I thought it was a very good game, very controlled. I thought like Jesus was having a decent game. Havertz again, very very good goal. I like the fact that Nketiah came off the bench and had a good impact. Ben White for me could have done a lot better, like a couple of times, not a couple of times, 3 times from what I've counted. Mitoma made easy runs behind him, and obviously they played the ball through. We are slightly fortunate that Pascal Gross did not put that chance, because if he puts it in, it's 1-1. It's massive pressure on us.
This would be a different conversation then.
Yeah,
100%.
if that goal went in, that'd be a completely different game, in my opinion.
100%, 100%. So we're lucky that was a miss there. Like, I think Lewis Dunk had a very good game for them. One thing I wanted us to do a lot more is to try and dribble past some of their guys, because I felt some of their defenders were overcommitting. Like Lewis Dunk a lot of times would overcommit with the slide tackle or with the press. And then finally when we started doing it a bit, like when we started actually going for dribbles, we were getting them. Like Martinelli nutmegged Lewis Dunk really well. Jesus had that one where he played the ball over him and continued. I wish Saka like roasted Milner a lot more. I think Milner was there for the taking, but we didn't see enough of that. Odegaard, for me personally, was my man of the match. I know he didn't score, I know he didn't assist, but the performance he pulled in that game, the way he got the ball and created chances, moved the ball around, drop deep. Literally, this is the exact kind of performance you expect from someone that doesn't score. If you don't score or don't assist, at least be all over the pitch, create chances, move the ball around. And I thought he did that really well. So look, big up to obviously the lads and everyone who put up a good performance. I like the fact that De Zerbi came after the game and said, this was our hardest game. We're not used to suffering like this. And Arsenal is probably the best team in the league this season. So it's good that like we're getting some sort of recognition, because rivals obviously will not give us that kind of recognition, unfortunately. But yeah, man, big result, especially given what happened with City and Liverpool. I think that was very, very crucial for us to get the win.
No.
Yeah, and I agree. And I agree completely with Ashraf, like always. Not always, but most of the time. Most of the time, yeah. Dominant first half, but no goals, no end product. Boys were having low composure. Second half was much better, even though Brighton had a few chances in the second half. Funny thing, Brighton had more possession and more passes than us. Yet we still looked like the more dominant team, and we still looked like we had more control than them. And some people like to say, if you have more possession, then you basically won the game. And Brighton had more possession, and they also had more passes yesterday. But even though they had that, they still looked average to me. And Brighton brought nothing yesterday. We looked much better than them. Big up for Brugge and Dunk. Like you said, Dunk played a really good game. If he wasn't 32 years old, he would probably go to a big 16, because he is that good, in my opinion. And he also improved a lot with his passing, because he plays under De Zerbi. I think he improved a lot of his overall his way of playing. And he had an amazing game yesterday, even though Martinelli cooked him with that nutmeg. That was him, right? If I remember correctly. Martinelli nutmegged him, if I remember correctly. But hey, even apart from that, he had a good game, and I want to give them credit, because I said yesterday, when the first half, when we had the talk, and after the first half, I said we have really no space to finish our chance. They were on us really quick, which resulted in our players needing to do things quickly, which resulted in us screwing up, because sometimes you need a little bit of calmness to finish your dinner. And because we didn't have that calmness yesterday, we were rushing a lot. And that's also because I want to give Brighton their credit, because Dunk and Verbrugge did really good. And yeah, apart from that, I don't have much to say, really, because the game was really dominant. I'm really happy that we're the first team that they didn't score against. It says enough about our defense, just like Ashraf said. And yeah, what a partnership in the back, man. I'm really happy. I can't remember the last time that we have a center back partnership that I was really that I felt safe with, like these two lads. You know,
Yeah.
it's been a long time. I think the last time was maybe Formale and Koscielny, maybe, but even that was a little bit shaky. Even that
It
was a little
was.
bit shaky. Yeah.
But for me, looking at this game, obviously, listen, Odegaard had a good game off the ball, and even on the ball at times. Yes, he did have a good game, but that finishing touch is something
Yeah.
that, and that finish and that ability to finish your chances is
Hmm.
something that I'm still going to criticize. Yeah, and
Yes.
that's why he's not my man of the match. Um, I won't put him as my man of the match because he still had a few chances which he could have finished.
That's fair.
The one
Yeah.
where Declan Rice intercepted it and passed it to
Mm.
Saka, and Saka passed it to Odegaard. That's a right foot bang. You shoot it straight away.
Yeah.
There's no taking it
Hmm.
onto your left foot. You shoot it straight away on your right foot. But
We're lucky that went to a
even
corner and then we scored from the corner. Otherwise, that would have been
exactly,
problems.
exactly. But yeah. Listen, for me, Martinelli personally with the on Lewis Dunk, the little nuts
The
man.
nutmeg.
Bro,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love this Martinelli guy, bro. Although he's not having the best of seasons at the moment in regards to scoring or assisting or anything like that, he's still creating space on that left side, and I called it because we went down that left side a lot on the second half, and it's something that we do every single game. Right side, Saka in the first half, second half, left side, Martinelli. That's just how we play. But in this game, we weren't going down the middle still. We still weren't going down the middle that much. Using the flanks way too much. Like sometimes I just want them to be a bit more fluid in the way they play through the middle. Like
Mm.
you can hurt teams. You can hurt teams if you're playing through the middle. Do you know what I mean? But overall, the game was good. The game was good. We created chances. We just need to find the finishing touch within our attacking lineup or attacking starters to get the finishes,
Hmm.
and to get the goals, get the assists, that kind of stuff. But for me, a very good game. Very good to see the squad performing that well against Brighton. Let's face it, although Brighton had some trouble this season, that's still Brighton. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've still got a very good team. They've still got a team that can hurt you at times. Matoma can still hurt you, as we saw in that game. Matoma can still get in and behind and create something out of nothing because he has that skill. So a good win for us at home. Havertz with a goal, Nketiah with a beautiful pass, which you don't see a lot.
Yeah.
You don't see it a lot. So I have to praise him when he does something good. I definitely have to praise him there because that was a very good pick out for Kai Havertz. And Kai Havertz nearly fumbled it, but he scored the goal nevertheless because I think he tried to
Yeah.
chip it. I think Mo pointed that out to me yesterday because I didn't even realize he tried to chip it until I actually looked back at the goal. He tries to chip the keeper, and luckily it goes through his arm, man. I'm like, Havertz, don't try this saucy shit, man. Just straight bang, shoot it into the back of the net, bro. There's no need to start getting all
Hmm.
saucy and techie with the way you're shooting these shots, bro. Like we're not at that level yet. Right now, you're just starting to score consistently.
Man
Bro,
thought he was
calm
Messi.
down, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
There's
but
no need
but
for you to do
calmness
that,
helps
bro.
as well, because
No,
our
no, but
other
he
players
thought he
don't
was.
have calmness.
No,
Mm.
no, no. But he thought he was Özil, bro, with the little, the little, the little,
When he
what's it
shoots the
called?
ball to the floor,
Yeah,
yeah, he
yeah,
shoots
yeah,
it to
yeah.
the ground and
Yeah,
it goes up.
Bro,
yeah,
he will never be Özil, man.
the
Even
little
if
flick.
he lives for 200 years, he will never be Özil.
Yeah, so don't try to do that like you're Mesut Ozil. But for me, overall, good game. Like I said, I think we performed very well. We just need to work on finishing our chances.
Mm.
That's all we need to work on. But just speaking about some players individually, obviously we won't get to every player until we do the player ratings. But
Hmm.
speaking about some players individually, Declan Rice, who was my man of the match, I feel like he had an
Same.
amazing game. An amazing game. And we just keep
Yeah.
on saying this every
It's
single
normal.
time.
It's getting
normal.
boring now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's honestly
it's
getting
normal.
It
boring.
literally
Like,
is.
come on, Declan Rice, bro.
Was it- bro, like
Can you please give the ball away a couple of
You
times?
you
Like,
know
can
when
you
you
score
eat
an own goal?
not fair.
when you eat
Not
a
fair.
5-course meal, the one of the most Michelin star, 3-star meals every day for the coming half year, you will get sick of this food, even though it's a Michelin star meal. You know.
100%. Like he just
True.
doesn't. It's not fair, bro. It's not fair on oppositions how good this guy is. And
I think he's been. I think he's been the best midfielder in the league. Probably the best player in the league this
Hands
season.
down,
yeah,
hands
Honestly,
down.
yeah.
the best player in the
But
league. I
because
I
nah,
can't
go.
remember the last time someone joined a team for 100 million plus and was instantly good from the beginning. Like immediately kicked it off. Like
Mm.
usually some of these players take time to adjust, time to kick on, like time to get these kind of performances. This
Grealish is the
guy
example.
Exactly. This guy has come in from day dot and he's been the best midfielder in the league almost every single weekend.
Hmm.
So wow, man, what a signing! Honestly, like I can't believe I wanted Caicedo over this guy. I'm
No,
stupid
no,
for
no,
that.
no, no,
I'm
no.
stupid for that.
Yeah,
Me,
but that's
it was
fair
always
because
Rice.
I thought the same about Rice. I thought this guy is just a defending merchant. You know, he's just a workhorse at West Ham. That's
West
what I
Ham,
thought.
yeah,
But at the end, when he because people also said, and I thought the same. If he comes to a ball-playing team like Arsenal, how will he
yeah,
perform? And I thought
yeah.
Caicedo was a better fit because Brighton plays ball and West Ham doesn't as much. So
Mm,
I hear you when you say that when you wanted Caicedo over Rice because I was almost at the same boat. I was just a little bit split. I wasn't
mm,
clear cut with Caicedo because he was a one season wonder, and Rice is doing it for a few seasons now. That's why
yeah.
I was not sure about who I wanted.
Yeah. Well, firstly, what I'm gonna say is thank you very much, you frauds. Yeah, for giving me that Joker card because I'm gonna use that against both of you. Anytime on the brink of losing an argument, I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna be like, well, hold on a minute.
Nah,
If we
nah.
if we if we relay back, you actually wanted Caicedo over Declan Rice. So what we saying now? But
Nah, nah, nah.
that is actually fraudulent. That is actually fraudulent,
It's
bro.
not because I admitted immediately
Ashraf,
that I was wrong.
in my mind, bro, Declan Rice was always the one, bro. He was always the one. Do you know what I mean, bro? He
Mm,
was the diamond, bro. What's the fucking the sure thing? He was the sure thing, bro. Yeah,
yeah.
he was the guarantee for me. I knew that he was gonna come in. He was gonna go crazy, bro. He was gonna go crazy. Um, but listen, what a game from him, man. And like you said, he's just proven to be um a player who came in. People were like, "Oh my god, he's coming for 105 million. If he doesn't perform, if he has to take time to adjust to their team with the amount of possession that they have, could this be a flop? Could this be bad for them? They need to win the league. This and that and this and that. So much pressure on Declan Rice, bro. Declan Rice came in, took that pressure on, and said, "Fuck it, I'll do it, bro. Yeah, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it because this is what I do."
Mm,
And Declan Rice is just amazing. He is on the brink of being world class, and I can't wait until he finally gets over that barrier and is world class, and I can finally call him a world class midfielder. I feel like he's playing at world class level. There's a difference between playing at world class level and being
yeah.
world class. Do you know what I mean? You need
Hmm.
consistency over seasons, not over games. Um, but yeah,
You know,
very good game.
I am gonna say
Yeah,
one
go on.
thing on that. You know, I was exactly of that opinion until a couple of weeks ago. I was on a space and someone said something. I was like, "Yo, this actually makes sense." So I too was of the opinion that a player for me to be world class has to do it over a couple of seasons. That's one, and has to also like win stuff, right? Like, and maybe win stuff is it depends. Like for example, someone like Harry Kane is obviously world class, even though he didn't win shit, but that's because he did it for many
Mm.
years, right? But then one guy in the space said this. I forgot who it was because I want to give credit. I think it was Tobes. I think Tobes, a Chelsea fan, and
Yeah.
it's like, yo, this actually makes a lot of sense. He was basically claiming that Saka, Saliba, and Declan Rice are all world class for him, and the reason is he's like, if you just take the word world class, it basically means like at a certain class level that you can start for any team in the world, right? So that's why it's called world class. And when you think about it, can Saka start for any team in the world right now? Yes, he can start for Man City. He can start for Bayern Munich on the right ahead of Koeman. He can start for Real Madrid on the right as well. You look at Declan Rice this season, based on the form he's displaying, I would kind of say the same thing. I would say like he probably, based on this current form of this season, right now, he probably would start for many teams. Like City for me is the barometer because City, in my opinion, is the best team in the world. I know they're going through a blip now and all that stuff, but they're still technically the best team in the world, right? Can you can you definitely tell me Declan Rice would start in their midfield right now, especially given all the problems they have? He would easily slot in with Rodri. He can play as the 8. Even Rodri can play as the 8, and maybe Declan Rice can play as the 6. Saliba, same thing. Saliba right now, in the form that he's in and the form he was in last season, probably can start for any team in the world right now. And if we use that as the definition, then these players are technically world-class in my opinion. Because the thing that we have been saying about, oh, you have to do it for a couple of seasons and you have to do this and win trophies. For me, that's what makes them elite, right? Like none of our players are elite yet, right? But for them to be world-class, I don't see why we cannot use that term the way it's supposed to be used, which is for that current period. You know, in horse racing, and I said this in the space as well. I don't know if you guys have ever seen horse racing before, but in horse racing, you have like certain groups, right, of races. So you have like your group 1, your group 2, your group 3. So like the biggest horse racing competitions in the world, like let's say the Dubai World Cup or I don't know, the Kentucky Derby or these kind of horse races, the Breeders' Cup, whatever it's called. The biggest race will only have like grade 1 horses. So grade 2 or grade 3 will not compete because they're not going to compete. Like they have no chance of winning, right? So I was thinking the exact same thing right now. If you're talking about right now, these 3 players, in my opinion, are at that level where they probably could start for any team. I don't know. That's just my opinion. He said that it just made a lot of sense. So I was like, yo.
I really rate the ambition, but I see the world. I see the word world class as the creme de la creme. You know, you said horse races term. I'm gonna say basketball terms because I love basketball aside from football. Damian Lillard is an amazing basketballer, but in my opinion, that guy is not world class because he didn't do it at the big stage yet. You need if you want to call a player world class, you need consistency. You need consistency. You need to see him do this night and day. He needs to breathe this. And yes, we are in December and they're playing really good until now. But I think when Rice finishes the season off this way and we win something at the end, then you can see me calling him maybe world class. But at this moment in time, I rate his form. He's a great player, but I rate consistency more than current form. And when he does this consistently over the whole year and the next year, then you can see me calling him broadcast. And it's the same with Saka.
Even if you look at the Champions League, let's not really use the group for now. Because let's face it, when we're being shameless, we can say, "Oh, I know the Champions League teams," but if we're being honest, it was a Europa League group. It was a lower group. Maybe you can make an argument for PSV because of the form that they're in their respective league. But Sevilla are done. They are missing a lot of players from their team.
They're trash, bro. They're trash.
A lot of players that would have given them wins. And yeah, just I think for me, I need to see these players do it against a real team. I'm talking about Bayern Munich. I'm talking about an Inter Milan. I'm talking about a Real.
No, don't name Inter Milan. Don't name Inter Milan.
No, Inter Milan are good. Inter Milan are good.
No, I'm just joking.
Listen, that's for Mo's benefit. Mo likes to sit there and cry, bro. I don't give them credit. So I will give them credit. But yeah, no. In all seriousness, I want to see them against a Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid. Do you know what I mean? In the forms that these teams are in flying form at the moment. Maybe Bayern Munich are looking a bit shaky at the moment in their respective league, but they're still top team. Do you know what I mean? I want to see us do against these teams. Do you know what I mean? Because
especially Atletico, because of the anti-football, you know.
Right, Atletico Madrid are playing very good right now. Very good right now, man. They're flying. Their players are flying. Same thing with Real Madrid. Same thing with Inter Milan. Inter Milan are 5 points clear. So Real Madrid are fighting for the title with Girona. Do you know what I mean? While Barcelona are falling away. So I need to see them up against these teams for me to really measure up how they can handle these opponents. Because it's all well and good them going up against Porto, yeah? But for them to be going up against these other bigger teams, that's going to show me whether they really have the balls to carry their team or to help their team get through in the Champions League. Because the Champions League is top of the top. That's the creme de la creme of all teams. You want to be playing in the Champions League. You want to be playing against these teams. You want to be beating these teams to show you deserve to be there.
If people don't want to play you, then you are. If people don't want to play you in the Champions League, then you're doing something good. And we need to get at that point first.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. Moving on to the centre backs. I don't know what else to say, bro. Gabriel is. These guys are just taking on every single striker in the league, and they're just showing that no striker can beat them at the moment. None. Yeah. I think the way they handled Evan Ferguson, we know that he's a big player. Yeah, we know he likes to use his physicality to get past people. We know he can hit it from far, as we've seen this season.
Yeah.
You all good, Ashraf?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I was like,
So, yeah, I just had like something stuck in my throat, I guess.
right, don't worry, man. I'm tackling freaking sore throat illness right now. I got the flu, bro. It's crazy right now, man.
I have the same. I just
Bro.
recovered from an illness.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
The flu season, I guess.
As soon as I get off of this, I'm straight to bed, man. I'm freaking on Lebsip and hot tea and all sorts. I think they're tackling every single striker. Evan Ferguson, we know, is a good striker for his age. Yes, he's young, but they've taken on Haaland. Yeah, they've taken what strikers have they taken on this season? Good strikers. They've taken on Haaland. If I'm thinking, because
they've taken on Liverpool. Liverpool. I don't know if you want to count Darwin Núñez as a good striker, but they've taken on Liverpool.
Not after yesterday, I think.
We haven't played.
Oh, you mean our centre backs? Yeah. Ollie Watkins, bro. Yeah. Ollie Watkins was shut down by Saliba and Gabriel.
They shut down Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Even Newcastle, Callum Wilson. Was it Callum Wilson or Isaac who started?
I think it was Isaac.
Oh well, we shut them down as well because I mean their goal didn't come from. I think Callum Wilson started, by the way. I'm pretty sure Callum Wilson started because I remember he set up a chance for Gordon.
Oh yes, no, Isaac was out for that game because he had the injury problem.
Yeah, it was Callum Wilson. Yeah.
Yes, he had the injury problem. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going through strikers in this league, and they are shutting them down. So they are doing a remarkable performance when it comes to a defensive display. Remarkable from the boys, man. And I just had to give them a shout out personally because I felt like they were just amazing yesterday. Amazing, both of them, Gabriel and Saliba. And Gabriel has proven a lot because I feel like he's matured so much from when he was at the start. Where he was at the start when he first came to us to where he is now, it's levels, and I'm talking tiers on top of tiers. He's tiers above what he used to be, bro. Yeah. He was on level 5. Now he's on tier 26 or something, bro. Like it's nuts how high he's gotten and how mature he is with his challenges, all sorts. So big up to Gabriel and Saliba. Saliba, as we all know, he is what he is, man. He's just the GOAT, man.
Rolls Royce.
Bro, he's crazy, man. He's crazy. Bro, what were your thoughts on?
Bro, I tweeted this today. I was like, "Yo, this partnership of Saliba and Gabriel is like gargantuan. It's probably, in my opinion, like top 5. I would even say top 3 maybe in Europe, right? Like just when I'm thinking of teams that are playing with like a back 2. I like obviously Bayern Munich have Kim Min-jae or Pamecano. I think that's still a bit new for us to see how the combination works. Barca have been chopping and changing certain center backs, but okay, let's say Araujo and Christensen, I don't think they're better. Real Madrid, I think, have a good partnership when everyone is fit, but Militao is obviously out for the season. So when you look at the teams in the Premier League, I think we are up there with like Van Dijk, Konate, Ruben Diaz, and Stones. And Diaz this season hasn't been good. Diaz this season has been having like a couple of nightmares. Whereas
Especially this weekend.
Sorry?
Especially this weekend.
This weekend, this weekend against Palace, and even before he's had a couple of stinkers. Horrible. So, and when I think about, honestly, I have trying to think of one game where I'm like, yo, Saliba and Gabriel were horrendous today, and they were okay. Maybe the PSV game away from home, but then again, that's more like a dead rubber game. I guess maybe you could not fault them that much, and they didn't have the decent protection ahead of them, and they did have a couple of very good moments defensively, anyways, that game. But outside that, the two of them have been incredible. Gabriel's improvement is such a inspiration, honestly, for a lot of players that have been having like poor runs here and there. Because a year ago, a lot of Arsenal fans didn't want him to start anymore. A lot of Arsenal fans wanted to see Saliba and Ben White as the starting centre backs with Tomiyasu's right back. Because you guys remember when he made that mistake against Fulham, right? And he gave the ball to Mitrovic. And then a couple of weeks later, he had that, he gave away that, I think it was a red card or a penalty to Leeds. And luckily for us, VAR ruled it out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then against City, when we lost 3-1 at the Emirates, he gave away that penalty. Luckily, again, VAR ruled it as offside before that. So, like, he's had some bozo moments. But over the last 1 year, the guy has made such incredible improvements, not just defensively in terms of eliminating those bozo moments, but even, do you guys see how many times he pings the ball over, like, defenders and he plays it so well?
He done it yesterday.
He did it yesterday to Zinchenko. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. He's done.
Was that Gabriel?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was that Gabriel? Did he pass that?
It was crazy, man. I remember a year ago when that video released from training where they had to do like the keepy uppy challenges and who can run with the ball while keeping it up, and this guy couldn't do it like 3 times in a row and would fall on his ass, like, and people are laughing at him and spreading that video. And now look at him, man. He's become such a top quality defender. I'm not gonna go crazy by saying world class or elite or anything yet. Obviously, he has to do that for slightly longer, but this partnership specifically of Saliba and Gabriel, in my opinion, is flawless. Both good in the air, both physically strong, both have decent pace, both very good on the ball as well. So yeah, man, long may it continue.
Oh, mate, I can't wait. And they're both young. They're both young as well.
Yeah.
They're both
100%.
23, 24. So they've not even reached the prime yet, bro. The prime years are still yet to be reached, and centre backs have a longer prime as well, man.
Bro, centre backs prime, centre backs peak is like 30, so they're still far away from that, bro.
Yeah, 100%. T, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I echo what Ashraf said. These guys are amazing, really solid, almost flawless. That one tackle from Saliba, amazing. I don't think even I need to describe which one it is because we already know which one it is. And yeah, like you said, I think Gabriel improved a lot, especially under Arteta. I think Arteta did a great job with Gabriel, and I think because the reason why our defense is also amazing is because they get complemented really well by an amazing player named Declan Rice. I think he is key when it comes to our spine, and he complements our defense really well. Gabriel, he has grown out of his bozo gene a lot. Sometimes he still have shaky moments when it's crunch time and when our fallbacks make mistakes. Sometimes he can get a little bit shaky, but I think he improved a lot when it comes to that as well. He's a lot more calmer, and like you said, the pass to Zinchenko, and everything he does now is a lot more calmer than he used to be. And like you said, a lot of people wanted to see Ben White because Ben White brings that calmness that you want a defender to bring. Because Ben White is a calm player, and Gabriel can be rash. And I think Gabriel improved a lot when it comes to his calmness as well. He's doing really well. He thinks more when he does things instead of doing it and committing to things, because that means that you're brainless, and he's not brainless. As we can see. And yeah, amazing partnership. Long may it continue. They're still young. I hope that people don't realize that Arsenal tend to crumble when it comes to asking for high prices and then ask a good price for Saliba, because that's always what happens at the end. Uh, but yeah, long may it continue, and I hope we can finish off the season without one of them getting a big injury, because they are vital. They are vital when it comes to this title run, not because of their defending as well, but because of their vision, because of their long balls, because they can do it all, and that's
Yeah.
what makes this partnership amazing. That's what makes this partnership really good. Is not only the defensive part, but also the offensive part and the calmness and the vision they bring at the end.
Hmm.
And also one thing before I finish this. Uh, People roast our fullbacks a lot this season. Yeah, Ben White has been meaty. Zinchenko is bad. He gets roasted a lot of times. But apart from, uh, even though this happens, we still have one of the best defensive records in the league right now,
The
and
best.
that's
Yeah.
because and that's because of this center back partnership.
Mhm.
If you can survive with fullbacks that makes a lot of mistakes and still have one of the best defenses in the league, the best defense in the league, that means that your defensive partnership is, in my opinion, almost world class. But
Hmm.
hey, I'm not talking about the players individually. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the partnership
The unit.
and the unit. Yes, the unit as
Hmm.
a whole.
Yeah.
And we have one of the best defenses in the world, not only in the league. I think in the world. And
Hmm.
I think Deschamps is really sleeping on Saliba and letting Konate play, because I think Saliba is 10 times better than Konate. With all due
That's good
respect.
for us. Hey, that's good for us. As long as Saliba doesn't get to play a lot of games and rest, that's fine.
True. That's also true. But yeah, what can we say? This is a solid partnership. It's amazing. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, I can't remember that we had a partnership this solid that I could
Hmm.
sit back and relax when people are pressing us. Because last night, even though Brighton had more possession, more passes, I didn't feel like they were going to score a goal. I felt relaxed, you know? And
Hmm.
sometimes I get angry when we don't have that, and I say, "Hey, we look shaky at the back, and we can get scored at any moment." But yesterday, that was not one of those moments. Yesterday was a relaxed match. It was chill, and that's mostly because of our defense as well.
No, 100%, 100%. I agree, man. When now let's get onto the player ratings, because you know definitely need to rate some people out of 10.
Hmm.
Starting off with Raya. Starting off with Raya. I'm gonna give him a 5. I think he had a moment in that game where he nearly the ball dropped out of his hand.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that listen, this guy is just sometimes he makes me nervous. Whenever he
Hmm.
tries to catch the ball, he makes me nervous. Exactly the same as Ramsdale. Exactly the same. Like
Hmm.
there's just a sort of my nerves just I start sweating every time they got to catch the ball. Why? Just catch the ball. I don't know whether they're gonna drop it. I don't know whether they're gonna do kiki ups, fucking kick ups just outside there like this, by the post while the freaking players are there pressing them. Like, bro. So for me, he's getting a 5. Yeah, I just I'm not gonna sit here and accept the fact that he can't catch a ball properly.
Hmm.
It's not good enough for me. But what are you guys gonna go with? Because Ashraf looked surprised there, but he
Yeah, I
forgot
was
about
because
that.
look, I remember. No, no, no. I remembered it then when you mentioned it, but for me, it wasn't like yeah, it was a bit of a slight fumble, but I mean, he quickly recovered and got it back. For me, I was gonna go with a 7 to be honest, because I thought every time except for that moment where again he recovered and did well. Except for that moment, I think he did really well outside that. He came out and collected crosses well throughout the game. His passes were good. He was composed whenever he received the ball from the center backs. I don't think he did much wrong. I wouldn't give him a 10 because I don't remember him doing like some mental saves, right? For me to say like, yo, what a save that was, like 9 or 10 or 8, whatever it is. But outside that little fumble, which again he recovered from quickly, I think he had like a pretty flawless game outside that. Like he didn't put a foot wrong in my opinion. So it could also be because we weren't tested as much, which is a very good thing. We don't want our keepers to be tested. But yeah, for me, I was going to just give him a decent 7.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll give him a 6, just average. One mistake, yes, but the first half he could have had dinner in his goal. It was relaxed. We didn't see him much, and I agree with Ashraf as well. That apart from that mistake, he looked pretty flawless. But we didn't see him much, and if you don't see you much, and if you don't mention you much, that's good, because we don't want to mention you. Just keep doing this. Apart from that mistake, of course, and let us not mention you, and it's also that's always positive.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And we'll start off with Ben White. I'm going to give Ben White.
Hmm.
How low do I want to go? I'm gonna give him a 4. No, it's not.
Damn.
It's not. No, it's not acceptable for me to give him. It's not acceptable for me to give him a 5 because Raya made one mistake. Ben White made a few mistakes that game. There's no way that Matoma should be getting him behind 3 times in
Wow.
one game.
That one time was dirty, man. He done him dirty.
Yeah, looked like Kivio at left back, bro. What's going on here, man? Bro, what's going on? So yeah, bro, that was.
He doesn't watch football, bro. Give him a break.
Bro, anytime I mention Kivio at left back, bro, I just remember Ashraf in that watch along, bro. Man said, "Oh my god, Kivio just got done." When you put the ball over his head, bro, wallahi, that was fuck.
Oh,
That was mad,
fuck,
bro. That
bro.
was mad. No, the
Yeah,
nutmeg by Dest was even worse. But anyways, damn.
Yeah.
Even their bench players were like, "Oh my god!" You know when the nutmeg is so clean. Do you guys remember when
Yeah.
Adil Taraba did that nutmeg when he dragged the ball back and nutmegged the
Oh
guy,
yes,
and two
yes,
of his
yes.
teammates on the pitch just stopped playing and were like this, and they turned around. It was that crazy when the nutmeg is that dirty, bro. I would just take a
bro,
break for like a
it
couple of
looked like
weeks.
an all-star game, FIFA Street,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If I were Kivior, I would just go to Arteta after the game and be like, "Listen, I need a month sabbatical, please. Like I'm gonna pack my bags. I'll come back in a month. I'll stay on call just in case something happens."
Yeah.
Yo,
He's a joker. No, but what are you guys giving Ben White? I'm giving her a 4, man. I think it was his best performance yesterday.
I give him a.
Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
go first.
My bad.
Okay, this time I go first.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I give him a 5, because he got ripped by Mitoma. That was crazy, but also he didn't overlap. Saka didn't have much help because of him, and that's what irritates me most about him, because he is a solid defender. He doesn't get ripped as much when he is on a standing position. When it's a long way from the goal and he needs to run with the defender, then he gets ripped. But when it's from the corner flag, 1-on-1, face to face, that's his strong position. That's his strong suit, I think. But what irritates me most is that he doesn't overlap, man. Because I didn't rate Tomiyasu as highly, even though he improved a lot. I didn't rate him as one of our best defenders. But when I saw Tomiyasu starting to overlap Saka, I realized what I was missing, And Ben White of last season was overlapping a lot more, and he looked like he looked like one of the best right backs in the league last year because of his overlaps. But this year he looks more like I'm going to give you an analogy. Last year he looked like a right back. This year he looks like a center back playing at right back.
Playing right back, exactly.
That's what he looks like this season. And he needs to turn off his brain and press the button and go right back mode again, and not be center back mode, because he needs to stop thinking that he's a center back, because he plays like it. And that's why I give him a 5, because it was below average. He got ripped and he didn't overlap.
Yeah, I'm gonna go even lower. I was hovering between 3 and 4, and then what T said, like, it's so true. Like, he didn't even do anything going forward, so I don't even know why I'd give him more than a 3. I'd stick with a 3, man. Like the way Mitoma, like, okay, the first time, fair enough, but then when you know this guy's got the pace on you, right? You know that this winger is quicker than you. Anytime you're with him and they play a ball over the top, he's always gonna beat you. So don't try to play an offside trap or anything. Just make sure you have a starting run ahead of him, so that by the time he catches up to you, you can shield, because you're stronger than Mitoma, right? Like, he's stronger than Mitoma. He's supposed to be better in the air. So if he's competing with Mitoma in the air, he's supposed to win. But the fact that he got done the first time, he still let Mitoma sneak behind him a couple of other times. It's just annoying as well. I think, in fact, that Pascal Gross chance came from an attack like that. I think the ball came from Mitoma on the left.
Yeah, it was the midfielder that passed it in between Rice. In between Rice, in between
Saliba and Ben White.
Saliba.
Yeah,
And Saliba was covering his man. Ben White was just ball watching, watched the ball, and then by the time he realized, oh, where's Mitoma? Mitoma's there already passing the ball to Pascal Gross.
Yeah,
bro, he was thinking about his next tanning appointment.
Bro,
and even going forward, he does nothing, as T mentioned. Like, he doesn't overlap enough. He doesn't. I saw that MDL mentioned he puts in great crosses too. Don't know why he doesn't. Exactly. Like, I think whenever he does make those overlapping runs, his crosses, or when he squares the ball, it's really good. So he just needs to try that a lot. It's very crisp. It's very. He chooses the right man. But for whatever reason, he just doesn't do it enough. I don't know if it's like lack of fitness that maybe I won't be able to track back. I don't know if it's instructions from Arteta, like, hey, don't go forward that often. But I'm not sure. Obviously, like, Mitoma is someone that you want to be wary of. So maybe that's why they didn't want to leave him alone behind. But the funny thing is, even when he was behind with Mitoma still ran behind him. So it was kind of pointless in the end. And I think someone like Tomiyasu would have been able to restrict Mitoma a lot more. So yeah, for me, a 3 at best.
Yeah. Saliba and Gabriel, I'll let you guys go first. We always do them together. They're a pair, bro. They're a pair, you know? So we always do them together. But what are you guys giving Saliba and Gabriel?
For me, I would say I don't want to say an 8, because again, I feel like our team controlled Brighton really well, that we weren't challenged as much. So I would say a 7. I would say a solid 7 for both of them. They didn't put a fit wrong, as I mentioned. Gabriel had some nice passes too. But again, I don't think they were tested to the point where, like, Saliba had that very, very good tackle when he kind of saved Ben White's ass. But outside that, I don't think they were challenged that much. So I'll just say 7. Yeah. Very steady performance.
I give them both an 8. It's a good game. I just love them both so much that I will rate them highly just because I love them so much. 8.
You sound like a proud father.
Yeah, because like I said, bro, it's been years when I had the sense of security with our defenders, you know, and I just love them both really much.
Bro, someone said it on AFTV, like, oh, you remember when, like, Mustafi, like, a ball would come over the top and Mustafi was gonna go compete for it, and my heart would stop, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, not just Mustafi, it was Socrates, it was David Luiz.
Don't remind me. Kolasinac.
Do you guys remember Schillaci? Oh my god, that guy was a walking disaster. So bro, Sebastian Schillaci, the only good thing he's done in his Arsenal career, did he score a goal against Tottenham when we lost 3-2? Or maybe he scored an own goal. I don't even remember. He was so bad. It's incredible. He was incredibly bad, bro. And now you look at our centre backs.
His name, bro. The last time I had Schillaci's name was,
bro,
ages ago, bro. Ages ago.
Disgusting player, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm listen. I'm gonna give them both an 8. I thought they were amazing, spectacular yesterday.
They were.
So I'm gonna give them an 8. As for Zinchenko, what you guys giving Zinchenko?
6 for me. So again, didn't do much wrong. I think he made some good runs, controlled the ball well in the middle. If he gave an assist or something, probably would have bumped it up a bit higher. I think defensively he did well as well. Defensively, he came up against Adingra, I think, and he didn't do again much wrong there. He contained them well. So I'd say 6 to 7 for me, like between that 6.5 maybe.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't even remember Zinchenko, man. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't notice him at all this game, and maybe that's also because the last 5 minutes of the first half I fell asleep. That really happened, and maybe my memory got erased after that a little bit. But I don't remember Zinchenko playing at all, man. I didn't notice him, and normally you notice him going forward, but I didn't at all.
Adingra didn't trouble him at all, so I think he did really well to contain him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's about it. I just didn't. I say 6 average because he was not the one getting cooked. That was Ben White, and he didn't do much going forward. So yeah, 6.
I'm gonna go with it with the same. I'm gonna go with the 6 for Zinchenko. Declan Rice.
8 for me.
You can comfortably say no. Yeah, I'm saying a 10. I'm saying a 10.
Wow. Okay.
Damn. I'm giving him a 9. My man of the match.
I have to say 10 out of 10, man. It was 10 out of 10. Perfect performance. He didn't get a goal or an assist, but the amount of times he was intercepting the passes, being able to make tackles, and just his defensive awareness at times. Even his passing ability. There was times where he was pinging the ball over to Saka. I was like, damn. Well, he's got a pass on him, man. So
Crisp.
I'm
If
gonna
he
give him
scored,
10, man.
if he scored that chance, you guys remember when like we played and Trossard played the ball to him and he went running all the way from the left,
Yeah.
and then cut. No, he took a shot. He took a shot and it was saved by the keeper. If he scored that, I would have easily said a 10 because that would have been an incredible goal. But yeah, like
what a
damn.
move as well. You know, he sidestepped the
move.
defender and then with his left foot he shot. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
It was sick.
bro, he left the defender for dead on the left flank when he did that shimmy and then went running and just no one could catch him then. And unfortunately, he missed that chance. I was like, yo, is this Martinelli or Declan Rice? Sheesh.
Yeah, so I'm going to give him a 10. Sorry, Ashraf, you gave him an 8.
An 8,
and then,
yeah.
T, you gave him an 8.
A 9.
You know what?
I gave him a 9.
I'll bump mine. Yeah, I'll bump mine to a 9 as well. I think a 9 is.
He was the man of the match. I think he looked. I think what Ashraf said about Ødegaard, I think about Rice in this game.
Okay,
he didn't have a goal or assist, but he was literally I think the most influential player of this game at the end.
Okay, fair enough. Havertz. What are you giving him?
8 for me. Scored a very important goal. Did really well overall, but missed a good chance. I think with that header.
It was the one where it was. You know when Ødegaard did that sick pass, bro.
Yeah.
Outside of the boot pass.
Yeah.
That was sick.
God, bro, I thought I was like, what?
This is why Ødegaard. We'll come to it when we come to Ødegaard. But anyways,
and then he passed it over to Havertz, and Havertz missed it.
Havertz missed it, yeah. I would say 8 for me. I would say 8. Like I think Havertz, obviously he scored the most important goal. Not the most important, but a very important goal for us because after 2-0, I was like, it was done. Like even Brighton knew it was done. So we were a lot more comfortable. I think he's growing into the role well. Like I think he's starting to understand his duties a lot more. He's obviously showing a lot more confidence, even like tracking back and defensively and moving. Can you you guys remember when in the first 3-4 games when obviously people were criticizing him, he would get the ball, no one behind him, all the space in the world, and he would pass it back, right? Under no pressure, because that's how low his confidence was. Now he gets the ball under pressure and places it between two guys, like to the fullback or someone, and it continues to run forward. And I was like, yo, this is exactly what we need. If he continues playing this way, and I said it before, and I'll raise my hand up, if he performs the way he's been performing now for like 60 or 70% of the remaining games, I'll happily hold my hand up. I'll eat the most delicious humble pie, and I'll say, yo, Arteta's a genius. I was wrong. This guy is incredible. But he has to do it consistently for a lot of games. And hey, his biggest test of the season is coming up this weekend where he's going to start. So let's see.
So we'll see about that. But yeah, big up, why not, man? Big up, why not in the building.
Big up, bro.
Big up, why not?
I'm giving him a 7. I'm giving a 7 just because the performance wasn't out of this world,
Hmm.
and he did miss that chance, but he did get the important goal to put us safe, or to save the game for us. So because at that point 1-0 was getting tight. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7.
Mm-hmm. I give him an 8. I'll be the optimistic one today. I'll give him an 8 because that finish was pretty calm. Something our other players didn't show yesterday. Even though he meant something else, but hey, that's another conversation. It's still a goal. And one thing I'll give him credit for, and that nobody else gives him credit for, is when he plays and when he starts for us, Arteta normally doesn't sub him out, and he makes one or maybe two substitutes that changes his position every time. He goes forward, he goes left. Every time his position changes, he plays somewhere else. And everywhere, it doesn't matter where he plays, he always makes those runs that he needs to do. If he plays left, if he plays in the middle, if he plays number 8, doesn't matter. He always runs to the box to get those sneaky little goals. And that's why what I'll give him credit for, because that run and the pass from Nketiah, that was instinct. That was someone that knows what to do in close and fast situations. And people like to call him slow, but that was really smart of him. That run was really good. And I think we're slowly seeing the Havertz that was lost in Chelsea, man. That was lost in a toxic club that had different coaches, 3 coaches in 3 seasons, maybe 4, I think. I don't know, but you can see that this guy is a guy that. Sorry,
I think it is 4. You're right.
Yeah, 4 managers in 3 years, I think, because they had Tuchel.
He had Lampard first. No, he had Lampard first when he joined. So Lampard, Tuchel, and then Graham Potter,
and then Lampard again,
and then Lampard again. Okay, so 3, but like he had a manager twice.
Yeah, but he also had Lampard twice. Let's be real. And Lampard is literally the worst manager that ever existed in this planet Earth, I think.
I would argue Diego Maradona, but but anyways, that's a different.
Yeah, but it doesn't get worse. It doesn't get worse.
Yeah, definitely.
and yeah, I want to give Kai Havertz credit because he always he can always adjust himself when needed. And like I said, it doesn't matter which position he plays. He always makes those runs, and that's why he got 4 goals right now. And the one thing I said at the beginning of the season when we bought him is, will he contribute? And a lot of people said no, and I agree, because I didn't thought he would do anything also. But when he gets the confidence, when he gets a solid system, when he gets a manager that believes in him and gives him the love, because this guy is a confidence player, it's clear, just like a little bit like Marcus Rashford, he can contribute. And at this moment in time, he is contributing, and we need to give him his flowers as he deserves. And that's why I give him an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Martin Odegaard.
9. Man of the match for me, bro. But this guy was you guys remember when he was under pressure and the Ben White's side and our defensive side dribbled past someone and released a nice ball to Saka through these 2-3 guys. He had like 4 or 5 dribbles in yesterday's game. A couple of very, very good key passes. We spoke about the one obviously to Saka. I know he missed that chance. He should have taken it with his right foot. Luckily for us, it led to a goal anyways from the corner. I think the second one that he did when he tried to cut in and he shot at his left foot, I thought that was good. I thought that was a very good attempt, to be honest. But man, this looked like the Odegaard from last season. Just like, a lot of times you want your midfielder to just take control of the game, right? Say, hey, you know what? Pass me the ball. I'm going to do something. I'm going to get the ball. I'm going to move it around. I'm going to take on challenges. Because a lot of midfielders are a bit shy or a bit too cowardly to try and receive the ball often under pressure and create something, and he wasn't doing that at all yesterday. Especially in a game that, like you guys know, we have suffered against this team at home, like over the last 5-6 years, unfortunately, or 4 years. So it was about time to rectify it, and he's one of the main reasons why we did. So big up to Odegaard.
Yeah. No, I'll give him an 8. Amazing outside the foot pass. What a crispy pass, man. You can just make a buttered toast with that pass, you know? It was so crispy. But yeah, I think one thing I'll say to Odegaard is that he needs to calm his head more, because he had setbacks this season. His injury, he doesn't score as much this season, and he needs to calm down and not force things, and let things happen smoothly and naturally. Because the Odegaard of last season was scoring goals, everything was going well, and then he was playing good because everything was going good. But this season, when you have setbacks, you need to try to calm your head and still produce in the same way, even though you don't have Xhaka and Partey defending you anymore, and that you can do everything freely. You need to adjust yourself, and I think Odegaard needs to calm his head a little bit more, because the shots he takes sometimes are wild, and just calm your head and don't think about the setbacks. Just move on and calm your head. That's the only thing I'll say.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 9. I think he was very good yesterday. The only thing that hurt him, like you said, was his final finish. Still not able to be clinical, but overall, I'm giving him a 9. I think he was amazing. Just all the right passes, just controlling the game. Jesus, what you guys saying about Jesus? I'll be right back.
8 for me. I mean, got us a very important goal. Had that nice flick over Dunk. I don't know. I think Jesus, ever since he came out and said that thing about after Brazil's game about scoring is not my strength and all that stuff, and I'll have to work on whatever he said. Like, and obviously it was misquoted by a lot of people, but since then he's been scoring and getting goals in. So whether it's at the league, whether it's creating chances for others, giving the pass before the assist and all that stuff. So I'm very happy with Jesus, to be honest, in the last few games. This is why for me, like, the midfielder is a lot more of a priority in Jan than striker, because I feel if we rotate between Jesus, Trossard, and Havertz up front, like, we'd be fine. Obviously, if we can get a striker, it's amazing, but I think Jesus has been carrying that line really well. And he hasn't played a lot of games with Martinelli and Saka this season, as much as we'd like. So obviously, he's the fact that they are playing a lot more together now. So I feel like we'll start seeing the best of him in the upcoming games. So yeah, 8 for me.
Yeah, all I'm saying is my $100 investment is looking like $10,000 right now, because this guy, I have stocks in Gabriel Jesus. Even before he went to Jesus, I rated this guy highly. But this game, it was it was okay. I'm not gonna guess it up too much. He had like you said, great flick to dunk. That was sick. But one thing I'll say is you need to brush up on your finishing, because sometimes you're in front of goal and you're taking shots that I think, are you Eddie Nketiah or something? Because these are Eddie Nketiah shots,
Yeah.
you know. And you need to sometimes take one more touch, just like Odegaard does, because Odegaard takes too much touches, and this guy sometimes doesn't take the touch that he needs for the shot, for the clean shot, you know. And sometimes I think, when you are in a running position and you need to shoot the ball while running instead of in a standing position, you just need to calm your head a little bit more and pick your shots a little bit more cleaner and better. Because sometimes you look so rash that, like I said, you look like you're Eddie Nketiah when you try to finish, because those are Eddie Nketiah shots, and that's the only criticism I have. Yeah, desperation shots. Someone that looks like, I don't have much goals, let me score this one, you know. That you don't need to think that. You're an amazing player, but brush up on your finishing. That's the only thing I'll say.
Yeah. If he becomes like an elite finisher, I think this guy is already a world-class striker then, if he has elite finishing. Because everything else you want from a striker, he does. The hustle, the aggression, the playmaking, the dribbling, the passing, everything's... You know, yesterday he completed
physical
100%.
as well, huh?
And physical as well. You guys know yesterday he completed 100% of his passes. 36 out of 36.
Wow.
Not a single pass wrong.
That's sick.
For a striker. for a striker. You know how rare that is. So he's very good in every single department except finishing, which I think he's been doing well this season. In like when he's had chances, I think he's converted like really well. So again, hopefully it continues. We need him to get like at least 15 Premier League goals because I think we'll need that kind of output for us to win the title.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8. I think he was good yesterday. Just like you guys, I only heard the back end of what you guys were saying, but yeah, I'm in agreement with what I heard, which was that he sometimes it is desperation shots that he's taking. Like there's no need for you to take unnecessary shots. There's always a pass to be made. Do you know what I mean? But also don't take that as okay. Let me just pass everything. No, you need to find a perfect balance between passing and shooting. Yeah, shoot when the opportunity is there and you have a good chance because we know you can hit it from far out. We've seen you curl it in. I think it was away at Sevilla, wasn't it? Where he curled it.
Yeah,
For the first goal.
Sevilla, the
Or was
6
it the
0
second goal?
Sorry, no, Lons.
2-0.
It was Lons.
Was it
When
wrong?
Tomiyasu played that long ball, he controlled it,
Oh
ran,
yes,
and then
yes.
Cotton. Yeah, it was Lons, the 6
Yeah.
0
So we know that he can curl it. We know he can curl it into the top corner. So he just needs to do that a bit more. But listen, big up to him. I'm going to say it's an 8 for him. Bukayo Saka for you guys.
6.
I
Okay.
was angry at Saka yesterday.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I'm still pissed because
Yeah.
you are supposed to be our best player, quote unquote, and you can't cook a 37-year-old James Milner.
Yeah.
Okay, we can say the refs were shit because Milner kicked Saka like 4 times and he didn't give him a yellow card. If Milner was on a yellow card earlier on, it could have looked different. Saka could have done more, but
Yeah.
that shouldn't be an excuse. You're still supposed to be the second most expensive English player, maybe the third most expensive young player in the world. You're supposed to be a star boy, and you can't cook an old man. And that no man, I got pissed off at him yesterday. 6 average because he had some positions, but no composure with his right foot, with his left foot doesn't matter. Every shot he took was straight at the goalkeeper, was deflected by a defender,
Or skied up in the air.
or skied up in the air. It was atrocious. And against, like I said, an old man, you can do a lot better. I don't know, man. That's why it's a 6 for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. I would say 6. You know what? I won't even say 6. I'll say 5 because I don't think he provided much outlet like from the right wing, especially given who he was up against. And I'll tell you this, T, I actually disagree. Even if Milner got the yellow card, nothing probably would have changed, like given history, because this season Lucas Digne got a yellow card. He still wasn't taking him on enough. Udogi got a yellow card in the Tottenham game. He still didn't take him on enough after that. So I don't know,
True.
for whatever reason, he's been a bit shy. Like sometimes he gets double teamed. I completely get it. In which case he has to adapt and play a bit different. Like maybe make more runs behind. Like see Mitoma, a couple of times when he skinned Ben White, it wasn't that he got the ball, he nutmegged Ben White and ran past him. It was literally just making runs behind the defenders. And if you do that enough, players like Declan Rice, like Odegaard, like Saliba, they'll find you, right? So if you're feeling frustrated and I don't have enough space, make a lot of runs behind the defense. Then at least stretch the game open. And he doesn't do that enough. And he had 2 chances that I remember in the first half where he took it on his right foot, which is nice because I don't want him to be predictable and always play it on the left. But then he skied both of them. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, so I don't know. He's had GA. He's had GA this season. So I'm not gonna be hypocritical. He's not been having as bad of a season as people have been saying, but he's definitely needs to step up in some of these games and take control.
I think you nailed it right there, Ashraf, with what you said about him being he needs to be more unpredictable. He needs to be more unpredictable because sometimes he looks so predictable. Sometimes you just know where he goes. You know, you just follow him and then you tackle him. He looks really predictable sometimes, and he needs to fix his unpredictability because you have the speed, you have the skills, you just have to do it more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a 4. I think it wasn't a good enough game from Saka for his standards, and he doesn't have the same hunger. He doesn't have the same hunger as last year, to try and get in behind or try and take on his man. Or do you know what I mean? Like last year, he was just whenever he saw a left back, bro, he was like, "I'm gonna kill you today.
Mhm.
You're gonna never want to face me again." This season, it just doesn't feel the same. It feels like
Yeah.
if the ball gets to me, it gets to me. If I score it, I score it. Do you know what I mean? It's just lackluster approach to games, which I feel like he needs to change ASAP because he is one of our most dangerous players when he's on his game and when he's at that level. Which I'm hoping this is all a ploy just to get them to conserve energy for the second half of the season. So we're
The
still
problem is that
hoping. Fingers
the problem is
crossed.
that he doesn't have any competition, so he could pull off like 7, 8 stinkers in a row, and he'll probably still start. Like Martinelli right now, if he has 3, 4 stinkers in a row, I can see Trossard starting ahead of him in the game after
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
Because I think Arteta recognizes the competition there. Even Reece Nelson, I think, can play on the left too. I don't know why we don't use Reece Nelson enough on the right, but that's my only like qualm with this is that he could have 3, 4 stinkers and he'll still start,
Mm.
which is not healthy, obviously.
Ashraf,
Mhm.
question for you.
Where? Does GA make up and cover bad performances? Um, no, it.
Because you said he's got
Ooh.
GA, so you said you don't want to be hypocritical.
No. Exactly. I'm saying it's not as bad as people are making it seem because there are a couple of games where he does come. Like for example, I'll give you the Chelsea game as an example. That is one game where they're like, oh, he's been cooked. He had a shit game, all that stuff. But outside the assist that he gave, which equalized the game for us, people don't talk about the fact that he cooked Kukurea in the second half, took him on like 3 times. He had like 10 key passes or something like that. Like he had very good performances in the second half. So people want to like they'll just focus on certain things that he did bad and ignore everything else. So for me, the reason I'm saying he's been having good GA is because this is what you expect from top quality, dare I say, world class players, right? Salah this season has had many stinkers, but he comes up with big GA that it changes the whole perspective of the game, right?
Last year
So
he
for
had a
me,
stinker.
yeah,
He still
exactly.
had
So for me,
20
and he was
GA.
still having 19 goals and like he had like 14 assists, Salah. So that's what I'm saying. When he's having stinkers, I want him to at least come up with GA. If he came up with a goal or assist yesterday, I wouldn't have given him a 5. I would have said, hey, 7. He should have done a lot better. He could have done this. But at least he's come up with something that's important. So GA does mask bad performances if the GA is consistent. It does.
Yeah. Martinelli is the last one, and then we'll go to the manager. Um,
The same as Saka, really. 3 things I just want to highlight. Great nutmeg, the Brazilian flair never leaves his mind. The second thing is lift your head. Just like I said 500 times before this, lift your head more, please. And the third and final thing is your productivity is lacking right now.
Yeah.
We are not seeing the same Martinelli that we're used to from last season. And this season, this guy, even though he had an injury, he's been back for a while now. And this GA is not looking good every game. And I need more productivity from Martinelli because don't forget, when we battled against Liverpool last season, Martinelli was one of the key players. He was
he
one
was
of
a
the guys
star.
that scored the first goal, and he was the guy that made the run for the Odegaard pass. If you remember,
Mhm.
uh, he was key when it came to big games, and we
Yeah.
need Martinelli to wake up because if you play the same way against Liverpool next game, and we don't get a GA from you, it could be looking long because Saka is not always the one that shows up in big games. You are mostly the one that shows up in big games, and I want to see that Martinelli again. That's why you're my favorite player because you are the big game player, but you're not showing it right now. You're not productive enough, and I need to see more. And like, why not set in the chat, Saka and Martinelli more. I think Saka has GA at least. Are this season not as good, man? And I need these guys to wake up a little bit, man. You're still young. It looks like you're 35, and you're tired of life. You know, it's you need to be fresh. You need to wake up and produce. That's what I need from Martinelli. 6.
Wallahi, man. Why not as a joke off, firstly? Because man said moving like Rashmar, Brazilian Rashford and Neymar. Wallahi, that's crazy. But I can't lie, yeah. When T brought up the Martinelli and Liverpool and Anfield, I just every time I hear Martinelli's name next to Anfield, I just remember that one opportunity, that pass, bro. If you just passed it to Saka, bro, where would we be? Where would we be right now? Would we be
Mm.
champions?
You would have a fake trophy
Would we
behind
have
you,
a whole?
Sad.
Hey, listen, bro.
That's what would happen.
I'll get a replica Premier League, bro. I'm gonna put it right there, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it right there, bro. When we win it, and it's crazy. I'm gonna pay for it because I found a place where you can get a proper replica. It's a massive one, bro. I'm just gonna put it right there, bro. I'm just gonna have it. But yeah. Listen, I'm gonna give him the same as I gave to actually no, I'll give him a 5. I give Saka a 4, but I give him a 5 because I feel like he was at least trying to take on his man, but his
Yeah.
problem is he just doesn't look up, bro. He just doesn't look up. There's options for you to pass, and you just when you do look up, it's too late. It's too late. The defense has already come back and gotten into their positions, and they're already situated and marking their men. So yeah, he just needs to look up for me. But I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5 for this one.
Yeah, I'll give him a 5 as well. Like I think he's not been as T mentioned, he's not been as productive. And look, my feedback to Martinelli would be something similar to what I was saying about Odegaard weeks ago. Like I think football for me has a lot to do with confidence, right? And when you're a winger, a striker, an attacker, attacking mid, wherever you play, if you feel like you're not having the best of luck, if you're not getting a lot of opportunities to score, you're being double teamed as we mentioned with Saka and stuff like that, then maybe just go back to the basics and get a lot of touches on the ball, right? Drop deep, ask for the ball, play it inside, move like Trossard did that when Trossard came on for Martinelli. He was dropping, getting the ball. He was involved, I think, in our goal as well. He was involved in that
Yep.
Declan Rice move where Declan Rice got the ball and ran all the way with it. Do that a lot more often. You don't have to always receive the ball in that left wing side. You don't have to always just be there waiting for the ball, because sometimes when you get in, you get that touch, because you don't have that confidence, you end up making the wrong decisions. But sometimes when you have a lot more touches on the ball and you give a good pass here, a good pass there, that builds up your confidence and allows you to, now next time you get the ball in a dangerous position when you're one-on-one with the fullback, you have a lot more confidence to take them on, to cut in and shoot. Couple of times he got it in the box and he was running in the box, and I'm like, man, I hope he wins a penalty, because I don't think he's gonna cross well and he probably won't take the shot. I hope he tries to cut in and gets a penalty. But he doesn't even do that enough because he doesn't take on his man enough. So I think he needs to get a lot more touches on the ball, which is something that should be rudimentary in my opinion. But yeah, I'd give him a 5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And what are we giving Mikel Arteta for this game? I'll let you guys go first before I go. I'll go last. What are we giving Mikel Arteta for this one?
A 6. I mean, I don't think he did anything special. I mean, the lineup picked itself. The bench options also kind of picked themselves. I would have been more surprised if he took off Saka and brought in Trossard on the right, and then probably would have given him a higher rating, because I feel like Saka had to be taken off before Martinelli, in my opinion. And again, Nketiah obviously came off, gave the assist, but again, who else would he have brought on? Did he bring in Smith Rowe? I can't even remember if he brought in Smith Rowe.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I think
And
he did.
he also
right?
had one chance.
Yeah, the shot. Correct. Yeah.
In such short time, eh? Give him 90 minutes and see how much positions he gets in, you know? Sorry, that's my bias talking again. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, maybe. But yeah, I'd give him a 6. I don't think he did anything mental this game. I don't think any of his substitutions were like a genius move or anything. I think everything like kind of played out by itself. Like the lineup was obvious, the bench options were obvious. So yeah, I'd give him a 6.
I give him, and you're gonna be surprised, I'm gonna be the one that's the positive one today. I'll give him a 9 because he set up
Wow.
perfectly against Brighton. They didn't score. Let's not forget. Like you said, they scored
Yeah,
every
yeah.
game. They didn't score yesterday, and that's why I'll give Arteta a 9. He set the team up perfectly against them, and yesterday was more the issues of players being not um, calm enough to finish their chances, rather than Arteta not picking the right team. And Arteta picked the perfect team yesterday, and his subs were on point also because Martinelli was not producing. He took him out for Trossard, and what happened? Trossard was one of the players that created that was the build up of the goal of Havertz.
Yeah.
So that's why I give him a 9. He did amazing yesterday. I think yellow card was silly, but yeah, that's another story.
Listen, I got told about, oh, how's your manager get? I was on Staffy's channel yesterday, and the Spurs fan, Chelsea fan, they were like, oh, how did your manager get booked? Your manager got booked. They all laughing at my manager getting booked. Yeah, I'm like, bro, listen, I back my manager, and I am gonna quote exactly what he said. He was waving at Martinelli. Simple. Yeah, that's it. It is what it is. But I'm gonna give Mikel Arteta a I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10.
Mm.
I think that Smith Rowe should have come on a bit earlier. I do believe he should have come on a bit earlier. But then again, if he did come on a bit early, we wouldn't have gotten the second goal because Havertz would have been on. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe he knows more than me. Who knows? But I wanted to see Smith Rowe get a bit more longer on the pitch. I wanted to see him have more chances, more game time. I want to see him in that left 8 to see what he does in that position because that's interesting to me. But yeah, other than that, listen, happy with the win, happy to win the win. And guys, just before we finish off, I just want to quickly get your views on Porto. We did draw them in the Champions League. What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, the away fixture will be first, given that we topped our group. What are your thoughts on the whole Porto? We could have drawn harder teams, but what are your thoughts, guys?
I'm happy, but that should be self-explanatory because it's one of the lower teams. But this could also be our redemption arc when it comes to fumbling in Portugal. So let's go to Portugal. Let's finish the job and let make this look easy. Porto are a physical side. This will be a big test for our players, for our silky players, like I mentioned before, against physical players. Porto are a really physical side. It will be a hard game. I'm not going to discredit them because they are one of the lower teams when it comes to the draw. But this should be our redemption arc when it comes to Portugal and fumbling in Portugal. We need to show them that we've grown and that we're better and that we can win when it comes to Portuguese teams.
No, 100%. I agree. What are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, look, I mean, I definitely take the draw. Obviously, Porto. I don't think Porto are going to be easy. They're definitely going to put up a good fight. I mean, we know what they've done the last couple of seasons. They gave Inter Milan a fight last year. I think the season Chelsea won the Champions League as well. They beat them 1-0 in one leg and lost the other one 2-0 or something like that, and got knocked out. So they're definitely a decent team, and they've been playing in the Champions League every season. And quite physical as well. So they will definitely give us a physical battle, which is fine. But yeah, look, I'm not fussed with the draw. I think we should be the favorites to go through. And this is it comes back to what Abhi mentioned earlier about the thing with Inter Milan and City fans today, because they were arguing about it and stuff. So I definitely think we're favorites to go through. I think we should go through as well. The one thing I would say is, the last time we played them, if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys remember the 5-0 2010 when Nicholas Bettner scored a hat-trick and Nasri scored an incredible goal. Lord Bettner, yeah.
The Lord.
We lost that first game 2-1, I think, and then we went to the second game and we smashed them. I don't think we can. I'm not gonna say we cannot afford to do that. Of course, we can lose the first game and still win the second, but we would be in a very, very different position if we lose that first game. So we have to make sure we go there, get the job done. At worst, come back with a draw. Although I do see us going and winning there, to be honest. And then second leg, obviously, finish off the job. So hopefully the boys can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen. For me, I'm gonna be doing some research. Today.
You're gonna watch the sporting game today.
I'm currently doing research. Because
Bro, you're gonna fall asleep, man.
Nah. I have to. From what I know, they play a 4-4-2, similar system to the United Emily system. So they're definitely going to give us some space to attack. So I'm happy with that. But that away game is the one where we need to really show up, and we need to at least get a draw. So we can go in comfortable into that home game. But yeah, listen, I'm happy that we haven't got one of the big boys. I'm happy we haven't got one of the big boys, so it's a bit easier for us. But we do have some big boys in line with us, because we have Atletico Madrid that we could face. We have Barcelona. We have Atletico Madrid also. So
No. I think they redo the draw in the group stage in the quarterfinals. You could fall with anyone. That only applies to the quarterfinals and semifinals.
Yeah,
So after this round,
been in so long, bro, that I'm forgetting rules now, bro. But,
sad. This is how they were mocking us on Twitter, because someone tweeted, an Arsenal fan tweeted, like, I think they tweeted this, like, oh, I wish we get the first game at home, it'd be better for us. And someone had to explain to him, like, yo, bro, like, you've not been here for so long. Like,
crazy.
It was embarrassing, bro. It was embarrassing. Hamza started a space today, and he's like, Arsenal fans, just so you know, so it's not embarrassing. Yeah, you are the group winner. So first game is away, second game is at home. That's like this guy, bro. Shame.
Hey, hold that Copenhagen, by the way. I swear, City got again the easiest game. But hey, that's another conversation.
Dare I say 116 charges?
Bro, I wanted them, bro. I wanted Copenhagen,
kidding.
man. My boy is from Denmark, man. So he's a Copenhagen guy. So me and him were gonna link up. If we got Copenhagen, he was gonna come through and see me for the home game. We'll go out and get a few drinks and stuff, man. But yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. You're gonna go up to Manchester, brother. He's a proper, bro. He's a nutter. He follows them everywhere, bro. So
wow,
he'll probably be.
It's okay. Find yourself a Porto fan instead, and let's mock them when we knock them out, inshallah.
Yeah, exactly.
Find a temporary Porto fan just for this couple of months. That's it.
Nah, 100%. But listen, boys, thank you very much for joining me. Guys in the chat, and ladies, if there are any, make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're subscribing to the boys as well. I'll put their links in the description, so you can go to their channels and their Twitters and subscribe to them and follow them as well. So make sure you're supporting them as well. And guys, we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Laters, people. Peace.